Ancient Egypt was one of the most elaborate and distinct cultures that we have ever seen in the ancient world. The inhabitants of the Nile River Valley created a land of unbelievable art and structures that seem almost impossible to imagine even with today's modern technology. Because of this, the ancient Egyptians left us with an incredible number of mysterious artifacts to attempt to interpret for clues about that powerful culture that reigned supreme for thousands of years. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 mysterious Egyptian discoveries and what they might teach us about the incredible culture of the ancient Egyptians. The empty tomb. Although this might fit better in the description of a lack of discovery, many Egyptologists originally claimed that the pyramids were most likely used as a symbol of power and wealth in the life of a pharaoh, and so was used as the largest sign of this power to be a burial place for the pharaoh in his passing. The truth is, this theory seems to be furthest from reality, and though many Egyptologists claimed that there was overwhelming evidence for why the pyramids were nothing more than a large tomb with a sarcophagus at the center of the structure, there has been no such discovery. In fact, when experts examined the supposed sarcophagus that was at the center of the structure, they found that at no point did it contain human remains of any kind. Additionally, the entire room did not seem to have any of the same markings seen in tombs such as that of the Valley of the Kings, and there was no evidence of there having been any objects in the rooms to begin with. This has led many to believe that perhaps the pyramids served a more functional purpose, and that there does not seem to be any real evidence whatsoever to support the pharaoh tomb hypothesis. Tomb of the Silver Pharaoh Susen I. The tomb of King Tutankhamun is well known as one of the most lavish tombs of an ancient Egyptian pharaoh yet discovered. However, his is not the only example of a decadent burial place. Susen I, a little-known pharaoh who ruled from 1036 BC to 939 BC, ruled during the unstable and divided Third Intermediate Period in Egypt. A member of the 21st dynasty, he controlled a weakened Lower Egypt and was thought to not hold much significant power. Because of this, historians generally neglected the potential location of Susen's burial place in the search for more prominent tombs, an assumption that turned out to be entirely false. In 1939, French archaeologist Pierre Montet stumbled upon the pharaoh's tomb entirely by accident. Nobody had even considered that there could be such a major tomb in the area, and what was inside the tomb was even more astonishing. Decadent jewels, gold, precious metals, and ritual objects were only secondary to the totally unique, exquisitely detailed silver sarcophagus that contained the mummified body of the underappreciated ruler. However, even after the discovery of such a magnificent tomb, the importance of Susen was once again overlooked as World War II broke out and the riches were all but forgotten as Europeans turned towards the conflict threatening their homeland. Once further study of the artifacts and components of the tomb could be resumed, what archaeologists found let them know that Susen was not as insignificant as they might have once thought. The most striking element of the discovery was the silver sarcophagus, which remains the only example of a silver sarcophagus ever found and was crafted with such detail and skill that many consider it to be one of the most outstanding examples of ancient Egyptian metalworking ever discovered. While gold was considered the flesh of the gods and was readily available in Egypt, silver was regarded as the bones of the gods and had to be imported from far-off lands, making it even more valuable than gold. The amount of silver used in the sarcophagus makes it easily one of the most expensive items ever found inside of an ancient Egyptian tomb. Fine metalworking also required a substantial amount of manpower, especially when crafting numerous or very large objects. Based off of the amount of luxurious silver items and the sarcophagus found in the tomb, archaeologists know that Susen was much more powerful than at first believed, possessing both the immense wealth and manpower to be buried in such state. Susen ruled for over 50 years, an incredible feat to retain power for so long in the time of intense political upheaval and war in which he was alive. This lengthy stint indicates that he was likely an incredibly influential ruler, who was able to control the flow of power, wealth, and loyalties in Lower Egypt during his rule, making it possible for him to be buried in a luxurious tomb like no other yet discovered. All told, the wealth and luxury found in the tomb of Susen is enough to rival even the tomb of famous King Tut, making archaeologists and historians realize that perhaps they were wrong in writing off the Silver Pharaoh as insignificant in the history books. Egyptian dagger from space. Throughout Egyptian mythologies and legends, there are numerous records that detail the Egyptian gods providing many gifts to humanity and to the then reigning pharaohs of Egypt. Many of these gifts ranged from animals, such as the domesticated cat, to weapons and daggers made out of special materials. Oddly enough, evidence of this was found when archaeologists began to notice that iron weapons could be found in tombs that predated the Iron Age by over 200 years. This became a mystery as the ancient Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamun was also found to be surrounded by a large collection of iron weapons, including a specially crafted iron dagger dating to be generations before the beginning of the Iron Age. The ancient aliens community speculated that perhaps these iron weapons were the gifts referenced in ancient Egyptian myths that were crafted by the gods, and that perhaps they were forged from materials found in space. Oddly enough, this turned out to be true. In an effort to better understand the creation of these strange weapons, archaeologists and Egyptologists sent in samples of the weapons to undergo further testing to find out any additional information surrounding the weapons. The test results found that not only were these daggers filled with a variety of different minerals impossible to craft, but that the composition of the materials matched those found in meteorites and not found on the planet Earth. This has left many experts scratching their heads as to how this could have occurred, and even more members of the ancient aliens community gathering the evidence of extraterrestrial visitation in the past. But what do you make of these mysteries from Egypt? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.